I had a hard time pushing that button, Christine. Hey. Hey, everyone. It's Patricia Love, your life's cheerleader. And who do we have next to me?
Coach Christine Morgan here. It's great to see you, Patricia.
Hey, Christine. How are you? How are you doing?
Great.
Good. I was having a little problem pushing that little record button. I was like, whoa, what's happening? Anyway, I want to welcome everybody. We're here on our fourth section of the ultimate formula to happiness. And first off, I want to go, woohoo! Because I'm just excited about this whole thing. And I want to remind everybody, and I'm hoping that everybody's doing their homework, that you guys are actually working on your acknowledging, your faults and different things. You're working on forgiveness, and you're working on your mindset. Mm-hmm. So important. All these sections, all of these parts to this formula are going to create so much, a big difference in how you feel about life and how you look at life and what you do. And that is the goal here, is to help create a more happiness in your life.
Yes.
That's truly what we want to do. And this month, we are actually going into accountability. Mm-hmm. And accountability is kind of one of those interesting sections, I think, that, sometimes we kind of feel like we need to do everything by ourselves, or we need to we don't want to do anything. When in reality, it's interesting when we actually put something out there, maybe say something to somebody else, or and start doing things. And we have a couple sections we're going to be talking about. But start thinking about setting a plan, maybe. Start thinking about what you're going to do, as far as being accountable for your, in your own self. And you want to just touch on that a little bit, and then we'll kind of go into a couple of things we're going to be talking about?
Yeah. This ultimate formula, it's work.
Yes, it is.
It is. And it's change. And change is hard. And so if we've been trapped in negative mindsets, or we've been holding on to grudges, or we just don't even want to look at things, we're going to have to make changes in order to follow this formula. And to do that, we need help. Change is not easy. And so accountability is a key part of making any change in our life.
Absolutely. And everybody thinks, they don't want to do any of this stuff because it's just way too hard. And I will tell you, it's not easy, right, Christine? But I can tell you, if you do these things, first off, and as we talk about accountability here, if you do these things, my gosh, pretty soon they're going to become habitual, and you're going to really see a big change. And this is what I want for everybody. And yes, as it work, all I'm asking you guys is to start and work on it. So as we talk about accountability and change, it's really important that you realize that you need to make some changes. And maybe you're not used to setting a plan. Maybe you're not used to creating a list. Well, these are things you really need to start doing so that you can see what you need and where your points are. So you can actually formulate some kind of a plan for accountability. And in reality. So
otherwise we're just talking. Talk. Oh yeah, I want to be happy.
I know. Exactly. It's I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. No, I'm a good talker like that. I'll do that next week. No, we're going to create and set a plan now. We're going to set a plan that maybe we're going to acknowledge what we're doing, because we talked about that in writing things down. But put that plan into place. Start putting things down, whether it's on a piece of paper, whether it's in a journal, create some to-do lists. And then also, when you do those to-do lists, and I know you're really good at this, Christine, but doing these to-do lists, check them off. You're going to be accountable, first off, for yourself. Make yourself accountable, because we will be talking about having other people make us accountable, but let's try to make ourselves accountable. So by creating goals and creating lists and checking them off, we're making ourselves accountable at the end of the day. Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. And you feel so good, right?
It is. Well, I think it's like the reward.
Totally a reward. You know what? We need to reward ourselves. You know, and pat yourself on the back when you have these different things. And I think it's just so important that we take little baby steps in doing it sometimes too. And I think that we have a tendency to pick, you know, do more than we really think we should be like. So then what we did we just overwhelm ourselves in reality on anything, even accountability?
Yeah, yes, we really can. If we try and bite off too big of a chunk, then we just make ourselves sick and we don't want to eat it anymore.
Exactly. So we want you really, in this video, what we're really trying to tell you is you need to learn to be accountable for yourself. You need to realize that, yes, I need to do this. I need to start this. And I am going to make a plan to do this. I am going to create a list. I am going to set some goals, you know, and you set some deadlines. That's another thing. Deadlines, I think, are really, really important, right? So in other words, like, for instance, do you have an example, Christina, maybe some goals you might have or some deadlines that you set that maybe can help other people realize, what do you mean by deadlines?
Well, you need to set time frames for the things that you want to accomplish, or they don't
happen.
Yeah, they don't ever get accomplished. So I will set time frames for a lot of different things in my life. It gives me something to shoot for, and it gives me it makes the goal feel more achievable.
Yeah, it makes you feel good when you accomplish it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've set a deadline and you got to that deadline and you set like maybe 2 goals, or maybe you got a few things checked off on your list. It makes you feel good. And when you feel good, what happens?
When you feel good,
your endorphins get all happy and excited and everything. And then you just feel better in your whole body. I mean, everything feels better when you feel good. And it's like working out. I went out and worked out this morning. I created a plan. Okay? I created a plan that I'm going to work out twice a week. And every time I hit that, like I make sure I go. And then when I start walking back, I'm patting myself on the back. Like, you did it, girl. You did it. And I feel so much happier. I feel good that I've accomplished something. And when you feel good, you do more. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's so it's being really accountable for yourself.
That's a perfect example of that kind of accountability. Like when we set those goals for ourselves and then we stick to it, we say, I'm going to do this 3 times a week. And then we get to celebrate the fact that we accomplish it. That's personal accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about today is personal accountability, and make it fun. You know, don't make it hard, like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, you know, I got to make this list. Make it fun, like, you know, and really a lot of times it's the spirit and how you think about it in that positive, which we talked about mindset this last month, right? Think about it in a really positive way, like, I'm going to create a list today. Maybe make little pretty cartoons around it, or make little hearts or something. Make it fun so that when you're doing it, you're checking it off, and it makes you feel good. So you're holding yourself accountable. When you start doing more and more and more of this, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. Mm-hmm. Because when you see where you actually reach those little goals, you're going to feel so good, and it's really going to make you happy. So, and then the last thing I really want to talk about in this particular about being a personal accountability is set an end result. Set an end result of what you're trying to do, but make those goals, the small goals, towards that, but have an end result in mind. Picture it. I'm picturing myself firmer because I'm doing Pilates. I'm picturing myself more stronger, mm-hmm. My core stronger, and mm-hmm. I'm feeling it. And I know that I'm doing it just a little bit at a time, but I'm feeling better about it. And I'm seeing an end result. So I'm looking at that picture in front of me going, okay, I can see that, and I'm moving towards it. And it feels better because I know I'm getting closer every time. Every time I go, I'm just that much closer to my goal, and it makes me feel good. So do you have anything to add to those kind of different items as far as setting a plan, maybe creating some do lists, small goals? Can you want to add a little final
Well, I think it's really important, like, and what you were just talking about is that mindset piece, that vision, that goal out there. But in order to create accountability, we really have to break it down into the steps. We have to create those lists for ourselves and decide how we're going to get there. And we can do that keeping ourselves personally accountable for meeting those goals in the future.
I absolutely agree. And I just hope, and you know, it's so funny as you say that, and we talked about mindset. This is how all of this ultimate formula really comes together. It all plays in together. And so by creating your mindset this last month, you know, when you're thinking positive, move that into your accountability and start working the positive mindset with that too. And you're going to see a big, huge difference. So I want everybody to go out and have some fun. I want you all to set your personal goals. And I would love for you either to email myself or Christine and let us know what maybe your goals are, you know, so that we can help you out. And I'd love to have you go into the pep chat area if you'd like to and put them down. So just know that we're here to support you. So that's all I have to say on accountability. So see you guys next time. Bye now.
Bye.